I think we're live. All right. Sweet deal. How do I get YouTube live to work? Uh, no. Yeah. All right. Am I here though? Can you see me? All right. Very cool. All right. I guess I'm down in the right hand corner now. That's what's up. Thanks, YouTube. I like the left hand corner, but that's just me. Anyways,
Vietnam is
today we are watching Con Lear's Why I Prefer Living in Malaysia Over Vietnam. Let's check it out. Really like these videos. He's got the driest sense of humor, and he actually spits the facts as it is. He'll tell you the truth. That's why I like him.
booming right now. It's all the rage. Everyone's talking about it. It's the most popular destination in the world. And after spending some time
Sure what
there,
it
I can
says, right?
confidently tell you that
I want to see the stats though. Like for real. Where's everyone getting this? Like Vietnam's the most popular place in the world right now. I don't believe it. Why? Just because Thailand's not anymore? All of a sudden Vietnam's taking that place. There's a lot of other places in the world to visit. I don't know why Vietnam is all of a sudden number one, just because it's busy as all hell there. Mm, I don't know. I want to see the airport statistics.
I prefer living in Malaysia. Now, of course, I have to give credit to Vietnam. It's an incredible country. But for me, Malaysia just suits my personality so much better. There's a huge difference between the cultures, even though they're close together. First of all, I'm not going to deny Vietnam is an incredible place. It's very fun. It's very exciting. It's growing and developing very fast. And I would say it's the most stimulating country I've ever been to.
See, I think that's why you should be more involved with Vietnam, Con. Like it's a little bit more like pushing you out of your boundaries a bit. You know, Malaysia definitely seems like your kind of place because you just like to work out and chill. I get that, but you know, I like to see people push themselves a little bit, get out of your uncomfortable zone, find out what you're really capable of. Because man, I think you owned Vietnam. You did well there. Don't discount that, right?
lights, the smells, everything just punches you in the face as soon as you land. Jab. But the problem with that stimulation
Jab.
is it's not necessarily
That's the best. This is why we love Con. Jab. Yes.
something you want consistently over the long term. That can lead to burnout. Constantly
Right.
dodging scooters,
I
like your
guess.
life actually does depend on it. Sometimes you need to be able to
Just get on a
relax. You
scooter.
need to
Tell
be
me some
able to
fun.
breathe. And that's where Malaysia is much more preferable for me. Number one, Malaysia, the atmosphere, the vibe, whatever you want to call it, the ambiance is so
You mean the lazy, completely quiet, stick to yourself, don't talk to strangers, feel absurdly interrupted when somebody comes into your bubble and asks you a question, Malaysia? Mm, you know, everyone sticks to themselves in Malaysia. It's very strange. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, guys. I'm an outgoing guy. I need to be able to talk to people. You know, here in Cambodia, I can see somebody and I can talk to them. I can just look over and talk to them. It's that simple. They're very curious here. Malaysia, people don't really want to talk to you or fuck with you at all.
much more relaxed. Even in Kuala Lumpur, which is a huge metropolis, it feels way more relaxed and chilled out than Saigon and Hanoi.
Yeah, because it's got the vibe of a bunch of small towns put together. Like these people don't really talk to each other. It's kind of creepy. You know, it's not like New York how there's a bunch of stuff going on. You know, there's nothing to do there. You know, like most of these buildings are just housing people. What are their jobs? I have no clue. For the most part, it's just restaurants. They're just continuing the cycle of feeding and staying alive under the illusion that it's this giant metropolis that's booming with businesses in these buildings when really the only businesses there are banks, insurance companies, oil company. Great. New York's got every type of business in it. Where's the art scene? There's like one building full of artists in KL. That's cool and all, but like I want to see it everywhere.
Sometimes the city centre in Kuala Lumpur feels more relaxed than the suburbs of Dalat, as funny as that sounds. In Vietnam, of course, the energy
It is funny and it's sad, Con.
is addictive, but it can get draining after a while. Sometimes you don't want to get run over by a motorbike. Crossing
Oh,
the
you're not going
street
to.
just to get a pastry in the bakery can be
Sure.
challenging. Even in busy
The
places,
same
Malaysia
footage
just
is
doesn't
crazy
have
like
that
this.
intensity. Also, in Vietnam, you'll experience more culture shock. Now, of course, we want to travel to broaden our horizons, to experience new
Right.
culture, but
Right.
to actually live in a new place with a totally contrasting culture, that makes it incredibly difficult. And Vietnam, as someone said to me in the comments, is much more like China than the rest of the
Yeah,
other Southeast Asian
for
nations.
sure.
More like China, Japan, and Korea, I would
Right.
say, in cultural wise. The language is very difficult. The bureaucracy is even worse. And I found some of the unspoken rules in the culture hard to pick up on.
Like
Not
what?
only did I not understand them, I didn't even know what they were. Malaysia is
Oh,
just so much more easier.
so how do you know that you were breaking them? You never knew what they were. You just felt like kind of off. Just felt a little awkward. I'm failing to pick up what you're putting down there, bud. Sorry, love you, Con, but you get in your head a little bit there, bud. By the way, you're looking jacked right here, yo. Look at those tries, those Death Star delts, those lats. I see you, bro. I see you. Those forearms looking yoked too. Very nice. Very nice. Looking solid, dude. Keep up the good work.
To integrate. Whereas in Vietnam, I felt like an outsider looking in through a pane of glass. In Malaysia, I feel more part of it. People speak English. The local language
For
is
the most
easier
part.
to pick up. The culture is diverse. There's a huge mix, so it feels much more welcoming. Sometimes in Vietnam, I just felt like a guy who was getting in the way of
Yeah, because you
everyone
were.
else's life. Okay, number three, the food in Vietnam is incredible, but Malaysia just takes the absolute piss. The food you can get here, the vast array of food.
Yeah, but the food in Malaysia is so much unhealthier for you. It's all fats and sugars. Even in like a spicy dish, they're throwing a bunch of sugar into it. Why? I don't know. I don't fucking get it. Vietnam, food sounds good. Nice and healthy, pretty basic. You're gonna get the same thing over and over and over and over again, but at least you're gonna be eating healthy. You're gonna be getting all the organs and tendons and tripe and all that delicious stuff. I don't know. Just saying.
Food is what makes Malaysia stand out for me. Malaysia is probably my favorite food in the world.
Best food in the world, but yeah, man, they make it fucking unhealthy for you. I'm just imagining how much weight I could have lost if I wasn't eating Malaysian food while I was doing it. You know? Mm.
Malaysian food. You have the mix of Indian, Chinese, Western food, Malay food,
Best Chinese I've
obviously,
ever had.
some fusions. Everything you can get here is world class and it's never boring. Vietnam has great food, but it feels repetitive after a while. I wasn't as
It is.
excited to try the things over and over again. In Malaysia, I never feel bored wondering what I'm going to eat. Now, a lot of
You
people
will feel
move to
bored
Vietnam because it's
every time.
cheaper, but I really don't believe in going to a place just because it's cheap. I want the
I also don't believe in going to a place just because it's got a couple cool towers shining in the sky. Malaysia's great and all, but it's boring as all hell. It's expensive for no reason.
best quality that I can get for the best price. And even though Vietnam, I would say, is much cheaper, a good bit cheaper
A
than
lot.
Malaysia. The quality of life you can get in Malaysia. Really, Malaysia is a first world country in disguise as an up and coming country, whereas Vietnam is really an up and coming country. For me, you just get more bang for your buck in Malaysia. Things
More
work
bang for your buck
smoothly. I
in
can
Malaysia?
get a
No
SIM
way.
card.
No way. I don't believe that's true. No. No, 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 no. You get some boring bang for your buck in Malaysia. I'm just gonna keep harping on that. It's boring, guys. What's there to do in Malaysia? There's nothing going on. I'm here in Cambodia. The second day I'm down there in the bars down, Bar Street. What do we got going on? A bunch of cricket. Okay, at least there's some sports going on. They could have been playing that in a place down in Malaysia, but they didn't. Come on now.
No problem. I can get everything I want. Vietnam, I found certain things difficult to get, namely creatine. Life for me is just easier in Malaysia. Okay, the next one is the people and social life. Now, don't get me wrong. The Vietnamese people are very kind, very hardworking,
Yes.
and the young people are incredibly smart and driven. But it really takes a long time to get to know people. The culture is far more reserved than Malaysia. It can feel really cold at first. It's more normal to just stay quiet and stoic. And if I'm being truthful, sometimes when you go into places, it feels, whereas Malaysia is way more relaxed. People are more inclined to joke.
It doesn't feel like a funeral in Malaysia? Are you kidding me, man? People are so boring in Malaysia. Everyone looks upset, just until they look at you in the eye and they'll smile at you. But, people working will smile at you always. Always. But Malaysia's just not exciting. It's so quiet and subdued. Vietnam, at least people are just hustling and bustling and moving and making and shaking and baking and Ricky Bobby on their way to the top.
Around. It's less serious. I would say Vietnam feels very serious for me. I'm not, if you know me well, you're probably not that serious. In Vietnam, you have to work really hard to break through the cultural barrier. It's not easy. If you love Vietnam, you have the incentive to do it. But for a lot of people on the fence, they just won't. They just won't have the will to do what it takes to live there. Malaysia just feels more open, more free. I feel like I'm more at home here. And it's much easier to make friends in Malaysia. I felt lonely sometimes in Vietnam. Okay, both Malaysia and Vietnam I would consider as very safe countries. But there's definitely a difference in day-to-day comfort. In Vietnam, I was always aware of the traffic. I'm not even joking, but I nearly got run over a few times. The closest I've been to being killed on the road is Vietnam, and it happened more than once. I never settled in Vietnam. I found it hard to relax. Now, I know some people definitely don't feel the same as me for this, but that's just my experience. I felt a bit on edge all the time. There was always something going on.
Well, I'm sorry.
Whereas in Malaysia, I feel way more relaxed. As soon as I landed, I felt relaxed in Malaysia. I felt that I belonged here more. And look, even though there's scams in every country, the scams are kind of different. I feel like it's easier to get scammed in Vietnam. In Malaysia, there's a lot of crypto scams and trading scams. But if you're kind of clued into it, you won't get dragged into that. Vietnam, there are some things like dodgy ATMs.
Yeah.
Some people will be brazen enough. I would say that if someone is very friendly to you in Vietnam, don't trust them at all. They're definitely scamming you. So in Malaysia, I'm not as hyper vigilant. I'm not as worried. Even though, look, I didn't get scammed, so I can't say
this whole
it's bad. But it's just the trend.
People are just here to scam you is such bullshit. People got to get over that. That's just nonsense.
Is there. So yeah, look, why Malaysia wins for me boils down to pretty much sustainability. Vietnam is very fun, very exciting, an incredible tourist destination. But for me to live somewhere long term, I need something more realistic and feasible.
But in Vietnam, if you want something done and you're like starting a business, there are going to be people there to help you because they want to work on the business too. In Malaysia, people are lazy. People are boring. There's not a whole lot going on. They stick to themselves. That's just a fact. It's just part of their culture. Like, unless you're Muslim, like, it's going to be very difficult to get things done there.
You're a hustle and bustle type, an entrepreneurial spirit. You love the fast pace of living. You love chaos. Then Vietnam might suit you.
Exactly.
But if you're more relaxed, if you're more laid back, then definitely Malaysia will suit you more. I would say to settle down, to integrate, to build a routine, and you have a balance of all your creature comforts, the Western convenience. You understand what's going on here. Malaysia just hands down wins it. Vietnam was
No,
great, but I didn't know what.
Malaysia is boring. Malaysia is absolutely not the key. It's cool to go visit. You got to see it. Go check out the towers and all that. Walk around town. But if you're trying to have a good time, it's not going to be a long time. Guaranteed.
What was going on ever. So yeah, that's my take. My honest experience. I know a lot of you
That's your
won't
take.
agree with me.
I
And
respect that.
look, if you really love Vietnam, I'm not going to try and take that away. Just know for the beginner or for someone who's on the fence, Vietnam is much more difficult than people say. And if you love Vietnam for some reason, or you've fallen in love with a Vietnamese woman, then you can make a go of it. If
Right.
you haven't, if you don't meet those requirements, you might not have the incentive to make it work. And I would say Malaysia is just so much more easier for you. So yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. If you're serious of moving to Asia, you want the full course, everything I know, check out the Move to Asia
It's a
blueprint
great
in the box
move to Asia
below. That was a
blueprint. Check
nice
it out,
rhyme there.
guys.
Didn't mean that, but anyway,
He really does lay it out
that's a
there.
great plug. Check it out.
Check it out,
See
bro.
if it suits you. Also,
Yes.
check out the Ultimate Asia ebook. Oh, check out the Move to Malaysia starter pack. That's the one. I put all the information
Better
you
not
need
be
to
about
know in the
moving to KL.
PDF. Yeah, everything to get you started, everything I know. Check out the free Move to Asia cheat sheet in the box below.
Okay.
Quick overview of all the countries.
All the
Check
cheat
it out,
sheets,
see
all the
which one
ebooks,
suits you.
whatever.
That's it, guys.
Money,
That's
guys.
all I've got for you.
Yeah.
It's been enjoyable.
Has it been?
Vietnam is great, but Malaysia really feels like home. I consider it a
Will
home
for
base.
now. I can't wait to hear you
So
change. Come back to
yeah,
Cambodia,
you
bro.
know my take on it, guys. Oh yeah, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, guys, go
I
like
need
and
all the help I
subscribe
can get
Con
here.
Lear's channel.
I'll see you in the
He's
next
awesome.
one.
Love this guy.
Oh,
Oh, he's
all
getting
right.
old. Yeah.
I'm going to the gym.
Nice. All right. Well, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, guys, I don't agree with him. Uh, Malaysia is not it. Vietnam definitely hustle and bustling, making shit happen. That's the place to go if you're gonna pick between the two. I'm in Cambodia right now. Cambodia is dank. I love it. Siem Reap is incredible. So much to do, so much going on. Great food, great bar scene. You're gonna run into some incredible expats, and the tuk-tuk drivers are amazing. It might bother you a little bit, asking you, "Come on, get in my tuk-tuk," but just get used to it. Take their numbers down. They're cool guys. Um, yeah. Either way, you gotta hustle if you're in it. Malaysia's not it. Not in my book. Got some links down in the description. Got the Patreon. That's basically where different levels of how much you get to tell me what to do. There's Buy Me a Coffee. There's PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. I could use every little bit of love. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, peace out. It's been real in that stream. Yeah.